Here we are back with the Triumph Bonneville T120V. I finally pulled it out of storage. It's been sitting for 2 years. So I thought rather than just get on it and try and start it, I'll do a nice carb clean on it first and an oil change. So I've got the carbs off, I've stripped them down. They have been cleaned in my ultrasonic cleaner. And here they are. Nice and clean. Compared to when I took them off from the pictures. A lot of people will sort of cringe at putting carburettors in the ultrasonic cleaner. It's all right if you, it's important if you just strip them down, take all the jets out. Just don't bung them in with the jets in, because the abrasive in the ultrasonic cleaner can eat away at the brass quite quickly. But yeah, you can put brass in, but you've just got to monitor the time you put them in for. I mean, 10-20 minutes. But yeah, so I stripped them down. They come out really nice, actually. That's no polishing or anything. I'm waiting for some new gasket kits. Should build it all back together and see how it goes. Right. So I've got the new gasket kits. I'm going to start assembling these now. So one thing I've noticed is that the bowls are warped. The bowls are very warped, actually. I don't know if you can see that. See that gap? So we're going to have to get rid of that. I mean, they're over 40 years old. So, I mean, it's expected. Probably down to over tightening, going hot and cold many times. So we shall get rid of that. Right, so I've got an engineer's surface plate, which is perfectly flat. Really heavy. It's probably about 80 years old, but it's still flat. Yeah. So what we're going to do is get some wet and dry. So this is 600 grit. Just a bit of WD-40. Now it's just the edges that are raised. So just going to go around. There we go, that one's done. There we go. How flat that is. No wobble. No wobble in that at all. Flat all the way around. There we go. On to the next one. Oh, I'm surprised this didn't leak like a sieve. Look at the size of that gap. Really surprised that didn't leak. You can see the rings where these two edges are higher than the rest of the bowl. It's already getting there. Very close. Very, very close, that one. There we go. Lovely and flat. No wobble. Cool. Right, let's get on to assembly. Right, so here I'm just going to do a quick test just to make sure my floats are tight, airtight. So there's no bubbles in that one. No bubbles coming from that one. They're good. So with the float valves, a check I always do, just make sure the ends are still rubbery. If they're hard and there's no flex in it, just replace them. There's no point in putting it all together and then find out it leaks. So these have got a nice, you can feel the rubber flex in it still. Now what I always do to new gaskets, card gaskets, I always put some grease on. Tiny amount of grease. You don't want any splurges or anything. The reason why I do this is because it assists with separation for the next time you take the bowl off. They come off nice. But what you don't want is if you just want to quickly take the bowl off, the gasket half rips because it's stuck to the underneath or stuck to the bowl when you rip it. But if you just do a really light smear of grease, it comes off next time perfectly. I changed all these threads to M5, just standard metric M5. Now, I'm not quite sure on what the size was originally. I think it's like an old English Imperial INF thread. I can't remember the size of it, but they tap straight out to a an M5 metric without no drilling. And all the others, all the original stuff, it's all a bit ground up. I know some of the older guys won't like this. I mean, the older guys will not like these at all. That's all it needs, just a little nip. Right, you don't need to do these tight, just hand tight. That's all it needs. If it leaks when it's on the bike, just nip them up a bit. It was designed so you can clean the carbs out on the side of the road, basically. So you don't want to be using a flathead on that. Yeah. That's all it needs. I'm going to be changing the O-ring on the mixture screws. Quite hard, just break off. These are the idle screws. Tiny bit of grease, but wipe it off when you've finished. That's them. So that's all the O-rings. Changed all the O-rings on the mixture screws and the idle screws. So I'll just do a factory. Well, what I had them before was 3/4 turns out, just to get me going. So 3/4 turn. These are the mixture screws, by the way. 3/4 turn. And that'll just get me going, because obviously I'm going to do a carb sync. And I'll end up changing them anyway, but that's like a standard set point that will just get you running. Now, a quick way of testing, bench testing these, just to make sure the float valve works. Obviously check if it rattles. Let's hold one pipe, blow in it. So you should be able to blow in it upright like that. And if you turn it upside down, if you can hear that sealing, so that's good. Same with this one. So they're good. Right, so that's the carburettors on. Now we need to synchronise the actual throttle valves. So the most important thing, if I can actually get my camera in there, the most important thing is it's not just the stop screw, it's the rate they open together. So when you open the throttle, they should open exactly the same rate. So if I go halfway, then the other one should be halfway perfectly. Now, the way to check this is, what you do is you hold it all the way to the top. Just before it starts to disappear, and you hold it, and you feel it with your fingernail, and then you compare it with your fingernail to the other one, or visual. But luckily I've got a boroscope. I've got it aiming, I've got the camera aiming there, so we can see it actually opening So let's do a comparison. So if I open the throttle on this one, looking at this one, this is the right side. So there's a lip where it just goes into the body of the carburetor. So if we get it about there, right, so it's just actually there. So we shouldn't be able to see it here either, and we can still a little bit. See, if I open it more, there you go, it disappears. So if I bring it back down, so about there, this one's almost disappeared. I mean, you might say that's fussy, but I'm going to adjust it. To synchronise these, you literally just, there's a lock nut, that's the choke, that's the throttle, that's the choke slide, this is the actual throttle valve. So you undo that lock nut and you either go in or out on what carburetor you want. Very simple. I mean, I've got to adjust it a tiny amount, probably like a quarter of a turn. And it's up to you what carburetor you actually want to adjust. So I'm going to adjust this one. I'm going to adjust I'm going to do a quarter of a turn outwards just to tighten it up a little bit, and that should bring it to the same level as the other one. Right, so I've adjusted it, I've put some more tension on it so it matches the other one. So let's have a look. Right, so let's go, get some grip on that throttle. Right, so let's find that little lip. There you go, there's that lip. Let's put it flush with it. Apologise if you can't see. Let's try and get some glare on that. Right, so there we go, that's flush with that lip. Are we flush with it? No, we're not flush with it. Now we're flush with it there. There you go, that one's flush with it. So let's go half in between that lip. It's half in between that one. Right, let's go a little bit more. You can still see it. Still see it there. So let's make it disappear. Just. You can't see it on camera. Oh, it's still there, just a little bit. Right, let's make it disappear. So that's gone. And this one's gone as well. Let's bring it back. So it's just starting to protrude there. And it's just started to protrude there. So I'm happy with that. That's good enough for me. Right, so that's like before you actually do your live synchronisation, you should always do this first. Just make sure your throttle valves are in sequence. Luckily I got a borescope, but usually a quick way is just, you do it by feel. You just put your finger inside, you just feel the lip and go from there. Right, let's get the filters on. all the fuel lines replaced. I've added some filters, additional filters. For the reserve, it's got 2 taps. Got a reserve tap and a normal running tap. So yeah. Right, I think we'll call that a wrap for this video. I've got to do the oil change next. I don't think I'm going to do a video for the oil change, because I mean, how many oil change videos does YouTube need? And I'm sure there's plenty of Triumph Bonneville T120 oil changes on YouTube out there. Yeah. The next video is going to be the live carburetor sync. So stand by. Oh, and you'll have to excuse my dodgy video editing. I'm new to this, so hopefully the more videos I do, I'll get better. There's my dog there fluttering in the background. It's a ballaholic. All roads lead to balls. All right, peace out.